What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wes Grand. You're watching Sub Urban Nerd. This is the channel where I give my nerd views on today's nerd news. But today's a very special day, and it's a very special video. Why? Because this is my review of Avengers: Infinity Wars. This is kind of why I was rocking the whole Bob Ross thing with the whole universe and all that right there. But I'm gonna tell you guys, this is what we've been waiting for. This is been in 10 years in the making. Actually, it's been about 6 years if we actually counting the Avengers at the end of the Avengers, teaser post-credit scene where Thanos is there. 6 years, but 10 years since the MCU first started and all came together in this epic movie where this guy right here, Thanos, and this little, fun fact, this Thanos, I was just at the the East Coast Comic Con in Secaucus in Jersey. I wasn't planning on getting this, but the man himself who created this, Mr. Jim Starlin, he was there and signing memorabilia. So I bought this. $30. Yes, $30. I don't, this is my first Funko Pop, but I had to buy it. Why? To have Jim Starlin sign it. He signed the head. Inside here, the head is signed by Jim Starlin, and this is a limited edition, so I don't know if this is ever going to be worth a lot of money in the later, but whoever, I just had to get it signed by him. But that being said, going back to this is going to be a non-spoiler trailer, and this is going to last, I don't know, probably like 11-something minutes, I don't know, maybe 12, I'm not really sure, but I'm going to let you guys know that there is a point where I'm going to do a spoilers all the way at the end, which is going to be a lot quicker than my review. So, or maybe it might be the same, not too sure. But regardless, that's going to be a non-spoiler, and I'll put it probably in the description of the video. Starting off, this movie. The movie, you've all seen the trailers, you know what it's about. It's about this man right here, this man right here, who, Thanos, the Titan himself, Mad Titan himself, who, well, is he actually mad? But the Titan himself wants to gather the Infinity Stones so that he can bring balance to the universe. And the way he plans on bringing balance to the universe is by killing off half of them. And the Avengers, they're not too keen on that idea. Also, the Guardians, not too keen on that idea. Most of the people aren't really cool with the whole fact of killing half the universe. I don't think I am either, but once you see this movie, you might feel a little bit different. But that being said, it follows Thanos and his the Black Order, who are pretty much his children, sort of like Gamora as well, who go around and they're trying to collect these Infinity Stones for him. And, hijinks ensued, if you want to say that, where battles, where it actually is, where the Black Order is fighting and trying to gather all the Infinity Stones for Thanos, and these fights are happening all over in the universe, just coming down to Thanos himself coming down. Now, this, I'm just going to let you guys know, even though it says in Avengers, Infinity Wars, this is a Thanos movie. It is a Thanos movie. He is the main focus of this movie, and you won't be mad at that. You won't be mad that it's not focused mostly on Avengers, because this is a great villain. This is a great villain. Why? Because there's a lot of depth to him. And the one thing that Marvel has been criticized on is the fact that they do not have really deep villains. Not the first one. Loki was a good one. Everyone loves Loki. He had a little bit of layers. He was bad, sort of good, bad, good, whatever. Not too sure, but he was a great villain. But even better, who some people say might have been Killmonger, which was in the last Black Panther movie, played by Michael B. Jordan, and you understood why he was a villain, and that you understood what he was doing, and he had a really good goal where he wanted to get the oppressed. He wanted to get the weapons of Wakanda. He thought Wakanda was just standing back and just letting the bad things happen to the oppressed, and he wanted to use the technology to help fight the oppression. But this Thanos himself, this takes to a whole nother level. Thanos is, I might say, probably the best villain from a comic book movie ever. This is even including Heath Ledger's Joker. Josh Brolin, he killed it. He killed it as Thanos because Thanos had so many layers. I went into this movie expecting to see, a villain, Josh Brolin, because I know the Infinity Wars. And they did a better job flushing out this villain than the comic books ever did for Thanos. Because Thanos in the comic books is just this mad, this guy that just wants to kill everything, mostly just for the affection of death. Who, it sounds pretty petty. Like, you're doing all this for a girl? Really, bruh? Really? You're gonna kill everybody for a girl? You need to get your priorities correct. You know what I'm saying? But this one, he had logic to his madness. He felt that in the world, in the universe, there's so many people, there's poverty, there's so many people going starving. Why? Because overpopulation. In fact, he uses as an example, I'm not trying to spoil it, but he uses an example that he kills off half of a universe, half of a planet, and then he explains to someone that, hey, if you go back to that planet, they're thriving now. They don't have to worry about hunger. Why? Because half their population got killed off. Now there's no hunger. They're thriving. Technology's up. Everything's going great. There's no poverty. Why? Because there's no stress of overpopulation. And that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to kill the overpopulation of the universe by killing off half the people. And even though it sounds crazy, you understand his logic. And he's doing it, and the best villains are the ones that believe they're doing the right thing. And that's the best villains, because you can sort of get behind them. That's why people love Killmonger, because even though he was a badass you know what I'm saying? He had a goal which was noble. He wanted to help the oppressed. And with Thanos, he's very convicted. He wants to do all these things. He wants to get these Infinity Stones, not because he's bad, not because he's a villain, but because he wants to help the universe. He wants to help them thrive. And the only way they can thrive is by having less. Now, Russo brothers, they said that this was going to be a more heavy Thanos movie, eccentric. Like, there's more scenes of Thanos than anybody else. And they did not lie. The Russo brothers did a great job developing this I can't even say it. He was a villain. He was the bad guy of the movie. But this guy, the best thing about this was he wasn't just a regular bad guy who does bad things just because he wanted to do it bad. There was no vengeance because someone did him wrong. He did it because he just thought it was right. And there was many sides to him. There's many sides. In fact, there's a moment where Star-Lord, where Star-Lord actually tries to shoot someone. And then Thanos stops him. And then he's like, you know what? I like you. And then he leaves. He doesn't kill him. Because that's the thing I realized about this movie is Thanos does not kill you if you do not get in his way. He's not one of those bad guys that just walks in and be like, just kills everybody. He will say that if he's trying to correct the population. But when he's going for the gauntlets and the stones, that doesn't matter. Only if you're in his way will he take care of you and kill you. And that's the one thing that I noticed about him. Like, yo, he's let more people live that's fight. Like, they're trying to stop him. And he's respecting them. He respects the fight. That's what's so crazy about this dude. He respects the fact that you're trying to save your universe. You're trying to save everything. You just can't stop him. He's that damn bad. He's that damn strong. And you see that in the first 5 minutes of this movie. Like, you come correct, because Thanos, he shows you he is not one to F with, because he will put you down. And if you come at him wrong, he will take you out. You know? And the movie, going back to the movie, is actually, it has a great mixture of the characters. You see all these different characters that you would hope to see. They break off into groups. You've got Spiderman with Doctor Strange and Iron Man. You've got Groot with Rocket Raccoon and Thor. You've got the Black Panther with a bunch of them. You know, Captain America, Winter Soldier, Scarlet Witch, Vision, all that mess. And they all work. They all blend. The mixture of these groups is something that's you didn't even know you wanted to see this until it happened. Because one thing I know I wanted to see Doctor Strange and Tony Stark, their back and forth banter, and it was delicious. It was great. It was fun, and you already know, because they're both assholes basically. They're both dicks. Only thing is, Tony Stark, he's more, how you could say, I can't even say, because in the end of Doctor Strange, he became more of a nicer guy, but they both were dicks, both smartasses, and you definitely see the back and forth, and I loved it. I loved every minute of it. The mixture of characters, it definitely worked well. The Black Order, basically the bad guys that worked for Thanos, they did a great job. They were good, obstacles for the Avengers to fight. You know what I'm saying? In the beginning scenes, they don't just show up and just they're not taken out easily. They wreck house. They it's a good fight. It's something that you enjoy watching. And I'm definitely going to see this movie again. But There's action scenes, but as far as if you're gonna compare this to how you say Civil War, it was great action scenes. There was great individual action scenes. It's just the fact that with Civil War, the airport scene, it was all their powers being showcased perfectly in a 17-minute frame. This one, it's small. It's how you say, shorter amount of time to show things, but it's in short bursts with different groups of people, and then all the way at the end or in the middle, quarter, like 3/4, you've got the whole Wakanda thing that they show in the trailer, the fight, and that is great, and that is epic, and it's great. But there's a lot going on. That's a one major flaw. It's like there's a lot going on in that fight where it's sort of like the Chitauri. It's like I forget what those beasts that Thanos lets loose on them, the Outlanders or whatever those things are. It's basically fodder for them to massacre through and all these things, and it's a lot to visually take in. And I'm gonna just tell you right now, I wish I could have enjoyed it a little bit more, but I was tired because I was running on like maybe 13 hours for the week. Plus, I need to use the bathroom 30 minutes into the movie, and the movie's 2 hours and 30 minutes. So I was, luckily the seats were reclining all the way, and I could hold it a little bit longer, but it's still, I felt it. So I was enjoying the movie, but I couldn't enjoy it as much as it is, which is why I'm going to try and go probably Tuesday to the D-Box, the one that moves. There was mad surprises. Things you expected to happen because of the trailers. Yo, one thing I gotta give Marvel. Marvel knows how to fake people out because they put stuff in the trailers that ain't happening. Remember Thor Ragnarok where he had had both eyes when he came down electricity? Oh, and then the movie actually only had one eye. Spoiler alert. But yeah, stuff like this, because things that you thought you saw, things that you thought you saw in the trailer are not in the movie. Just tell you right now. So if you thought you were spoiled with the trailers, you are not. So you've got all these surprises, fantastic scenes, all these things that are happening, the spells, these moments in the trailer. Like I heard about with I forget, Comic-Con last year, where there was a special screening where Thanos throws a moon. That scene was epic. It wasn't what you thought it was, though. From what people say, it wasn't what you thought it was, and I will tell you in a pretty much in a spoiler in a video a little bit later. The movie itself is a complete movie. It has a beginning, an arc, a middle, a body, and a conclusion. The conclusion might not be what you thought it was, but it is a conclusion. But at the same time, it is sort of like a part one, because this movie was initially supposed to be a part one, Infinity Wars part one, and then part two the next year. And they said these are two completely different movies, but they're not really. I thought they were going to close this tightly sealed, but they pretty much left it open for part two, if you guys wanted to know. So that's pretty much what it is. Like I said, the movie was great. You're gonna enjoy it. It had fun. It wasn't what you, when you first saw the first Avengers movie. It was a great movie, but nothing can beat that feeling where you just first time seeing these things. But first time seeing all these characters together was still great. It'd be like at number 2, if that. Like it'd be past Ultron definitely, but probably definitely past Civil War, which is people call it Avengers 2.5 or 2.0. You know what I'm saying? Like they call it 1.5 or something like that. But the movie itself was great. I recommend everybody to see this. You really have to see this. You will enjoy it. The villain is like it's the best comic book villain you will ever see in a comic book, right, as of right now. And you will love it. It's visually, it's stunning. All the things happening. I was watching it in 3D. Some people that don't like 3D, but I like 3D. I'm sorry. I will always love 3D. I will always spend that extra money, and it was worth it. So I say watch this. If I was to give this movie a grade, curving it because that, I couldn't fully enjoy it because, the whole bathroom thing and the whole, like, really tired, I would definitely give it, either a B plus or A. Don't give it an A plus because there's still some things. There's still some little bit of issues here and there. Like I said, it's a lot to take in when you're watching it. You sort of get lost in what's going on. There's, like I said, like a lot going on. Whenever they do that whole fodder thing where like there's a lot of villains going on the screen, I'm sorry, I get lost. But like I said, B plus to an A. That's my, or A minus. That's my grade. That being said, this right here is stopping the regular review. Now I'm going to start the spoiler review. And I'm going to start a little bit, so it seems more weird, but if I want to break it up, I'll just do this. What's up, everybody? This is the spoiler review of Avengers Infinity War. And I'm just going to start off right now with the big-ass spoiler. Spoiler alert, a lot of people die. Loki dies, which we all kind of figured that out. We all kind of knew Loki was going to die because that, like, I was looking at a bunch of videos and kind of guessing and even giving out percentages of which people were going to die. And I'll tell you this right now. They made it a point to kill off the people that you thought were going to survive and leave the people you thought were going to die. So right off the bat, everyone already knew that Loki was going to die. From the trailer, they said that probably he's going to go out noble, look like he was given a Tesseract to Thanos in order to save, to save Thor's life. That being said, he died not because he gave it up and Thanos was just heartless and killed him, but because he tried to take out Thanos when he gave him the Tesseract. Badass. That's what I call you, a badass mother effer, yo. He tried. Even though he was given it, he created a knife, tried to stab him. Thanos was like, stop that right now. Go down. And like I said, that was a crazy introduction to Thanos. Because Thanos, my one issue that I didn't say in my trailer, if you guys are watching this right through, the other issue that I didn't like about this movie was the fact that, yo, what was the point of Thor Ragnarok, yo? They saved all those people for what? Because as soon as they got off the planet that blew up, Asgard or whatever, Thanos shows up, murks everybody, kills everybody. Then he blows up the ship. Only one that survives is Thor. Mind you, Heimdall, the one that, Idris Elba, who we thought might have had the Soul Stone, dead. We thought maybe because his eyes yellow, dead. Loki, the way he killed Loki too, while holding him up, choking him out, snapping his neck, yo, that was crazy. And it's just, Thor, like, Hulk got his ass handed to him royally. It wasn't just like maybe Hulk thought he had something, and then the dude straight up went up into like Mike Tyson's. It's like ba 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 ba, body shot. Dolo took his head, made that shit, and then it's like, yo, he was out. Hulk was out, and the thing that made it even crazy is it made Hulk a bitch. Sorry. But after that ass whooping that Hulk's never felt before, he did not want to come out of Banner. That was the craziest thing. And I was like, yo, he's like, it was crazy. Like, you see it in everything. But Asgard's dead. I don't know how else do you say it. Asgard's dead. Why? There is no more Asgard. All the people are dead. There's only Thor. Heimdall. All the civilians. Loki. Thor's the only one left. Unless he throws a Ragnarok, which is supposed to restart everything, it's done. I don't know how else you go with that. The only place he can stay in is Earth now. I don't know where you go with the stories as far as Thor. Why? Because like he can either go to the other rooms by himself, but there's no father, there's no family. He even mentions it in a scene where he's talking Rocket. And so Thor, another spoiler, Thor get back an eye. He runs into the Guardians of the Galaxy, and then he tells what happened. Rocket happens to have like a mechanical eye. He gives it to Thor. Thor puts it in. Bam! This problem solved. Why? You know why? Because Thor looks like, Chris Hemsworth is a very attractive man. That's what it is. He's very attractive. And even though he's cool with that one eye patch, ladies want to see him with both eyes. And even, what I'm saying, with Ragnarok, after Ragnarok, it did great. So they're going to have him even more in the universe. And Chris Hemsworth wants to be Thor even more. So they got to have him with both eyes. I'm sorry. Eye patch, it just doesn't work that much. I understand why they did this. And then, like, the Collector, they all go, they split up. So Thor, Groot, and Rocket Raccoon go to get another weapon for Thor so he can fight against Thanos. Then you got Gamora, you got Peter, you got Mantis, you got Drax, and they all go to basically fight Thanos for some reason. They show up on the planet, the planet, I forget the Celestial's head, Nowhere. They go to Nowhere, and they see that everything's down. They see that the Collector's hidden, it's caged up, and Thanos is questioning him. They're trying to think about the idea. No one wants to go to plan. Gamora comes up, boom, fights him, stabs him in the neck, stabs him in the chest with this weapon that he gave her, and then he seems like he's dying. All of a sudden, whoop, wipe, erase. That was a fake reality. Thanos, everything was all on flames. Thanos tore everything. Thanos got the ring, the reality stone, which I kind of figured that. You know, it's like, this movie was great, but like, for people that, I guess, creators or, you know, like how you say, creators or writers, you can kind of see where the story's going to go. I already saw that this was a fake reality from the get-go. But I still went along with it, and even though I saw it coming, I still enjoyed it. He did that, and then he takes Gamora, and then he tells Peter. Gamora told Peter before they got there, if you have a chance and I tell you to kill me, kill me. And then he didn't want to, but he pulled the trigger, and then bubbles come out. Why? Because Thanos changed the lasers into bubbles. And then he was like, you know what? I like you. He respect you. And the one thing that's crazy about this movie is Thanos. He's not, like I said, he's not a regular villain. He's doing what he feels is right. So he's not just killing people just to kill them. He kills people when they really get in his way. But he doesn't really care about killing you. Because he's going to just kill half the population. Whether they're bad guys, whether they're good guys. It doesn't matter to him. He just wants to balance the universe. And that's what's crazy about this guy. So then he does this. And he steps into a portal after he tells, Star-Lord that, you know what? I like you. Disappears. You've got the Iron Spider arms, which were spoiled in the Hot Toys, which the Spider-Man suit has the actual arms that was in the comic book. It looks hot. Sorry, Peter looks hot with the arms. You got Thor gets a Stormbringer by actually creating, like, opening this hole and getting, you've seen in the trailer, he gets a star shot through him. How freaking OP is Thor for him to take on a dying star beam straight through his chest to make, I don't know, he got burned, but somehow he survives. And the guy, the forger, or how you say, blacksmith, is Peter Dinklage. And Peter Dinklage, they said, was going to be in this, but they said, I thought it was going to be voiceover. No, Peter Dinklage is still the midget Peter Dinklage, but they made him even huger, like a huge midget that's bigger than Thor, that basically that he made the gauntlet for Thanos. He actually made the gauntlet for Thanos to hold the stones. And that's where it gets crazy. So then you got Peter Dinklage, and he's going to make another weapon for Thor, and it's called Stormbringer. Stormbringer is originally for a character called, what's his name? Why is it right off the top of my head? It'll probably come to me. But, so Thor is getting this weapon with an axe, and it's called Stormbringer, that is supposedly, it has all the powers of Mjolnir. Mjolnir. That's the name of it. Mjolnir. And it actually can do the lightning, but at the same time, it actually also has the bridge. I forget what they call it. The bridge where it basically can go anywhere in the universe. And that's what's crazy about this. This weapon is definitely OP. Stark, oh yeah, he takes Star to chest. Sorry, I'm just looking at a couple notes. Other spoiler, Red Skull is in this movie. Red Skull was in the planet where he took Gamora to, because after the sister, I forget what her name was getting tortured, Gamora said, I know where the Soul Stone is. She brings her there. She brings him there, and then basically you see Red Skull. And everyone was wondering if Red Skull was going to show up. I was hoping he would, and he did show up. But except he looked a lot more like Skeletor. Skeletor with the whole robe and all this, like his face. Like, the girl I was with, she mentioned that that the Red Skull looked like it was Skeletor, which I was like, it sort of definitely does look like Skeletor. But Skeletor has a skeleton face, so of course it looked like him. And then the kicker was the fact that Thanos stepped over the edge, and they said the only way you can get the stone is to basically kill something you love. Gamora starts laughing because she was like, ha! Isn't it so ironic? You love nothing. You love nothing. How are you going to get this? How are you going to see it all for nothing? And then she sees, why are you crying? And then Red Skull is like, he's not crying because of sorrow, because of that. He's crying because of sorrow, because of something else. And then that's when she realized, No. No, 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 no. And Thanos does love Gamora. He loves his children. It's sort of like how I put it to, it's like when you have a bad teenager. They're as bad as they, like, you know what I'm saying? These kids don't listen. They're bad. You want to strangle them, but you love them still. Why? Because they are yours. They're your children. Regardless of if you adopted them or if they're your flesh and blood. If you raised them, you have an attachment to them. And Thanos has that. Thanos is not a heartless guy. He's doing this to help the universe. And that's in his head. That's what he thinks. So and then he knows that he has to still move forward. So he does the ultimate sacrifice and he throws Gamora off the edge of a freaking cliff. And I was like, yeah, when he threw her, I was like, she's gonna live, right? She's gonna live, right? And then they showed her in slow, like they showed her at the end. I'm like, oh, damn. She gone. All I know is like that was some craziness. I didn't know. I did not know that was gonna happen. I did not expect that to happen. But damn, that actually happened. And it's like, yo, the movie was, how you say, it's like it had so many moments that was not expected and then expected. It had so many scenes where you saw in the trailers, and that's what I'm gonna tell you right now. The trailers, the Hulkbuster, you saw that? The Hulk that you saw running in Wakanda, the Hulk was not there. Why? Because the Hulk was a bitch. I understand, you may have some performances, some performance instances. And they say 1 out of 5 guys have this. So you don't have to worry about it. It happens. It happens. But the Hulk, he had the fear of Thanos in him. He did not want to come out. And Banner tried to force him out, and Hulk was like, no! And kept swinging back in. One of the best scenes was when they were in Wakanda, and Banner's in the Hulkbuster suit, and he's fighting one of the big dudes from Thanos' Black Order. And he straight up takes an arm, shoots a guy up into the shield of Wakanda, and basically just like disintegrates him or blows him up, which was like an awesome scene. The fight with Thanos on the planet Titan was crazy. Spider-Man, definitely he's MVP. Like not MVP, but he was definitely smart. You've got Iron Man coming up, but the thing that before that fight actually happened, they went to what's his name? Doctor Strange. And Doctor Strange was like, what are you doing? Because his head was just switching all around. He was like, I looked at millions of scenarios, and only like millions of futures, and only in one of those did we actually live. And he was, or was there survive? And then he told him what to do. And it's crazy because they're fighting Thanos on Titan. They actually had him. They had Thanos. He was caught down. They had him strapped down. You had Mantis trying to put him to sleep, and then Peter starts or Star-Lord starts asking him questions like, "Yo, where's Gamora?" And then like she was like, "I feel sorrow." He's like, "Where's Gamora?" And he's like, he had to, and he killed her, and that sets Star-Lord off, which messes up everything because they almost had the glove off. The glove was like off the tip, and he grabbed it, pulled it back, smacked everybody away, and then and then at the end, like Doctor Strange had to give him just the stone because they all would have died. Thanos would have killed everybody in a way, but people survived. Why? Because he gave him the stone, and in doing that, it's like it just wasn't good for the rest of everybody. Why? Because Thanos takes him out, and then he goes to Wakanda. And the fight's happening because all the Black Order showed up, and they're pretty much getting their ass handed to them. But when Thanos shows up, it's done. Everyone coming at him, flick, 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 flick. They're done. You got Scarlet Witch basically had to destroy the Mind Stone on Vision in order to save him, and then she does this. And Thanos is like, no, wait, snap, reverses time like Doctor Strange did in the first movie and brings the stone back, bitch slaps her out the way, holds him up and breaks his forehead and pulls out the stone, puts it on his thing, and then that's when Thor rolls up, throws Stormbringer, he tries to fight it off, stabs him in the chest. Thor comes up on him, he's like, Argh! It was like you should have aimed for the head. Snap, Boom! All of a sudden there was a flashlight. Thor's like, what did you do? What did you do? Half the universe is gone, bro. Half is gone. And everyone starts disintegrating away. This was crazy. I did not expect this. I did not think this was going to happen. But it actually did. In the comic books, it's done. And people just start disintegrating away. One of the first people, Winter Soldier, just turns to ash. Doctor Strange turns to ash. The most dramatic scene was when Peter Parker was like, something's wrong. I think it was Spider-Sense. But yo, I tell you what, this dude got like way more seconds than everybody else. Because everybody else was like, yo, something's wrong. Whoosh, done. He was like, oh, I don't feel too good, Tony. What's going on? And he starts disintegrating. He's like, Tony, help me. And he hugs onto him. He's like, oh, I don't want to go. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. It was so dramatic. Because, you know, he's a kid. He doesn't understand the whole feel of, like, death. So then his death was super dramatic, especially in the arms of Tony Stark. And he sees him just turns into dust. Doctor Strange turns into dust. Black Panther turns into dust. And when I saw Spider-Man and Black Panther, I was like, hold up. They're having a Homecoming 2. These people ain't dead. They coming back. Now, if they killed off certain people and then that was it, that's one thing. But for them to start killing off main characters that you know are coming back, because you know sure as hell they're bringing back Black Panther. Why? Because this dude made $1.38 billion and they're not gonna sit and get rid of a whole bunch of money. That's just not happening. That's not happening. They're smarter than that. Disney, Marvel, they're not in the business to lose money. They're trying to make money. So you know that Black Panther, Spider-Man's gonna be back. And if they got brought back, somehow everybody else get brought back. I definitely don't think that Loki. I tell you right now, if they bring back everybody, I'm sorry, this some BS. People gotta die. I don't advocate death like that, but people, if there's no consequences in a movie like this, I'm sorry, like y'all just faking out. So, going back into that, I know it's like super long, this video, but I'm gonna try and put the whole thing, and then I'm also gonna do two breakups if you want to. So, that being said, this movie was great. All these people, that the fight scenes were awesome. Between the Black Order and like Scarlet Witch and Vision, that was great. The Black Order between Captain America and Black Widow. Black Widow's got some moves. They worked so good as far as a team. Even I forget what her name was from the Doom Melage, Black Panther's special bodyguard, Okoye and Black Widow. They definitely put it on the chick, and they took her out. They put it on her and they took her out. That's what I gotta say. Like, like they were a good team, but like. All in all, this movie, spoiler-wise, it definitely had things that they showed and things that they didn't. And things that they showed and switched it out for things that you thought people expected certain people to die, but they ended up living. This movie had a lot of twists, a lot of turns, a lot of action, a lot of mysterious, and a lot of surprises. And that's what makes a great movie. Like I said, if I had to give this movie a review, a grade, I'd give it a B+ to a A-, if that, because there were some still issues, a lot going on. You kind of get lost in what's going on. But the movie was still great. Still wanted you to see it. You still probably see it multiple times. I'm going to see it multiple times. And that's pretty much it. I'm probably going to see it like in D-Box, like I said, where it just moves around. And that's my review. I tried to give as much as I could. I tried to give you all the information I could. And thank you guys for watching this video. Like, share, tag, tell all your friends about this. And hopefully I get some more subscribers on this, because I need that. I'm sorry, but I do. I ain't too proud to beg, y'all. So remember to subscribe. Check out my review of my the review of the movie Infinity War, and check out the playlist of the movie review. So remember, I'm with Grant. You've been watching Urban Nerd, and you've just been nerdified. Catch you guys in the next universe.